The September meeting of the Suffolk City Board of Zoning Appeals will now come to order. Mr. Skinner, if you'll call the roll, please.
Daniel Froman. Peter C. Jackson.
Present.
Richard Eslick.
Here.
Melissa Venable.
Present.
Howard Benton.
Present.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Thank you for that. Are there any corrections to the minutes of the August meeting? If not, can I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
From Board Member Eslick, do I hear a second?
Second.
From Board Member Jackson, motion and second for approval. All say yes.
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 Any opposed, say no. All right, thank you for that. We only have one matter of business this afternoon for a public hearing. Public hearings are 30 minutes in length, 10 minutes for the proponents, 15 minutes for opposition, and 5 minutes for rebuttal by the proponents. Our public hearing this afternoon is BZA 24-2021, 2737 North Nansemond Drive, Dawn and Brian Moss. Mr. Skinner, if you'll present the caption, please.
Before the Board of Zoning Appeals today is BZA 24-2021. The applicants, Dawn and Brian Moss, are requesting a variance to reduce the required yard setback adjacent to the street from 30 feet to 0 feet for the construction of a 6-foot fence. The property is identified as tax map 11A, star 142. The parcel 30365250. The address is 2737 North Nansemond Drive, Suffolk, Virginia, Sleepy Hole Voting Borough. Zoning classification, residential medium density, RLM. When you act upon this request, you will be acting on a request to reduce the required side yard setback adjacent to the street 30 feet to 0 feet for the construction of a 6-foot fence. Should the board decide in favor of approving this request, the 8 findings as listed in your package must be articulated as part of the motion. We will now have the zoning administrator recommendation from Jennifer Cobb.
Good afternoon, Commissioner and board members. If you guys remember previously, this became before the board last month. The applicants, Dawn and Brian Moss, were requesting a variance to reduce the side corner setback from 30 feet to 0 feet for a 6-foot fence. You guys agreed to table this for 30 days to see if we could come up with some agreement, recommendation from the property owners. I have spoken to them, and after the original meeting, the applicants agreed to revise the application to reduce the fence height from 6 feet to 4 feet, still requesting that 0 setback because the fence is already constructed. So after we spoke, staff therefore does recommend approval for the reduction of the 4-foot fence instead of the 6-foot at the 0 setback line. And I'm available for any questions the board may have.
Thank you, Ms. Cobb. Before I open the public hearing, are there any questions from board members to Ms. Cobb?
Ms. Cobb, does the 4-foot fence meet the ordinance?
It does not. We require a 50% opaque fence. However, what was there previously was a solid fence based upon what Mr. Moss said. So it's going back basically like for like. It's just not a 6-foot fence.
Okay.
So.
All right. Any other questions to Ms. Cobb from the board? Thank you, Ms. Cobb. All right. We did agree that this would be a public hearing. At this time, would the applicants like to make any comments concerning this application?
Well, yeah, I mean, we did agree, but I just want to put it out there that this whole thing was started because one person complained, and not necessarily because the city did their job. And I have no qualms with what the city's doing now, but one person complains, and they made many complaints in our neighborhood, and the city seems to follow up on this one person. And there's a lot of people in the neighborhood that, quite honestly, are fed up with this one person. So I just wanted to put that out there, that there are a lot of things in our neighborhood where people have grass that's 3 to 4 foot high. There's other fences in my neighborhood, just like mine, that are old and worn down. There's people who have parts of their house falling apart, but I'm being made an example of for putting a new fence up. With that being said, yes, we came to an agreement. So I really don't have an argument, but I just want to put that out there that, you know, the city, and when we called to find out what's going on, their response was, we have to respond to a complaint. Well, no, you don't. Especially if that person is always complaining about things. And, you know, I called our councilman, and he's gotten to the point where he doesn't even accept calls from this person. So I just wanted to put that out there, and that's becoming an issue with this one person in our neighborhood. And I hope that in the future, someone else in our neighborhood doesn't have to deal with what we have had to. So anyway, but that's all I want to say. So we're in agreement. We'll lower the front side and the side down to 4 foot, and we'll make it better looking than it is now. And we will continue to do what we do. Okay? Any questions? I'll take it.
Thank you, Mr. Moss. Thank you. Would anyone else like to make any additional comments concerning this application? If not, is anybody who would like to make any comments in opposition? If not, would you like to make any additional comments, Mr. Moss? If not, we will now close the public hearing. I turn to the board for questions, comments, or motion.
I'd like to make a motion for approval.
All right, motion for approval. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second from Board Member Jackson, and a motion from Board Member Esley. Discussion of the motion. The motion in the second is for approval. Mr. Skinner, call for the vote, please.
Daniel Froman. Peter Jackson.
Yes.
Richard Eslick.
Yes.
Melissa Venable.
Yes.
Howard Benton.
Yes,
The motion passes.
congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not aware of any other matters of business this afternoon. I will project the question. Are there any scheduled applications for October?
Yes, I know we have one that I received a complete application. I may have two. I'm getting another survey.
All right, so, all right, okay. Are there any other comments from the board members? If not, thank you for your attendance and participation. We're now adjourned.